everybody, thank you for joining me. I don't need to say this is Lisa in Connecticut, because if you're watching it, you know that, but this is Lisa in Connecticut. I have not been upkeeping on my videos lately because I am way behind in getting my garden in the ground. It's mostly done now, but still not complete, and at this rate, we're going to have snow before I get vegetables. So what I wanted to do really quick, I'm sitting here making another batch of worm bedding, which is what that is. And I just brought in a bunch of compost from my outside compost pile. And at this point, it's really healthy and really broken down. And it is full of the Lumbricus rubellus worm. So I'm calling this the catch of the day. Whoops, hold on, there's a rock in there. You don't need to see that. We've all seen the wild rocks. They can get pretty aggressive and pretty big, so I don't want to scare anybody. So I'm going to dump this out. And this just came, and this is not everything. This is probably 1/10 or 1/15 of what I picked up in the shovel from my compost. I would never take all of the worms. And there's some garbage and some other stuff in here, but I just wanted to show you how many there are. Now this is, okay, hold on, let me just break this up because it's all clumped up, but just look at these beauties. Look at how many there are and how healthy they are. And what I noticed this morning as I was scooping the compost is these worms, the Lumbricus, they group together. Very, very much they like to group together. And whenever I found a group of, say, 5 or more, I found a pile of cocoons. Not just one, but like 7 or 8 cocoons. So, there goes a roly-poly. That's a sow bug, not a pill bug. The difference, you see this guy? He's flexible. He won't roll up into a ball if I touch him. This is a sow bug. They can bend in half, but they can't roll into a ball. I don't have a pill bug in here, but the pill bugs are the shiny ones with the hard shell that can roll completely into a ball, and the sow bugs can only sort of bend in half. So that's how you can tell the difference between a sow bug and a pill bug. And did you know, maybe you did, for those who didn't, the sow bug and the pill bug, yes, they are related to one another, and they are isopods, and their absolute closest relative is a lobster. They are more closely related to lobsters than anything else living on the planet. So look at how fast these guys went down. Just a few minutes of me yapping, and man, they dove down. They're really, these are turning out to be great worms. I have an entire bin of them now. They are composting at a rate that is unbelievable for me. And their cocoons they just make cocoons like crazy. Now I'm looking in one spot and holding the phone in another. And I am holding this with my hand because, as I said, I was just making bedding and I brought in some compost. And when I got it in, I realized how many of these worms were in there. And, well, I can't use this in my bedding because the bedding I'm making is going to get put into all of my worm bins as needed. And I don't want to introduce these worms into all of my worm bins. So I have to pick them out. Here's a cocoon. There's actually a lot in here. When I was scooping it in, let me take out that rock. I saw them all. And again, I'm looking not at the camera. I'm looking down. So I hope I'm filming something. These guys are just, for years and years, it was the Eisenia Andre red wiggler variety I had outside. And I've noticed they have all but disappeared. Not completely, I'm finding some, but not many. And there used to be thousands, and no, I didn't take them all. Although I could have because they're so awesome, but this is the first year that I can recall seeing this variety, and they are very, very prolific in how fast they're reproducing outside, because this compost a month ago had just a couple of worms in it, and this is just from one shovel of compost, and it's just part of what was in that one shovel. So for some reason, these guys showed up, and the Eisenia Andre red wiggler have declined. And I don't know if these are a competitor. I don't think they're in any way aggressive or, competitive. And since they basically eat the same stuff, I would think that both would coexist nicely. I'm going to take one of my Eisenia Andre bins that has got several thousand in it and dump it outside in the area where these guys are to repopulate the outdoors. These are all pretty young, as you can see. Petey, you gotta wait. Why is it that dogs want to go out or need attention when you're on the video? But it's like having little kids, I guess. They know when you're on the phone or talking to somebody or doing a video and they want to get in on the attention. All right, I'm just grabbing some of these in my hands. So I've got to get back to the bedding. I have at least 10 bins that are completely done and needing bedding desperately because I have to restart them. So here's a sampling. And I think these worms are really pretty. They kind of have the iridescent sheen of the African nightcrawler, but yet on the bottom they have that. Let's see if we flip. That did not work, did it? Let's see if we flip. They don't flip. They're like cats. Oh, there we go. There's one. They're like cats. They don't go upside down. Although I've seen my cats do that when they get too crazy. But they have that beautiful, almost white color near their vents. And they're just pretty awesome. So that's all this video was. Again, I'm calling it the catch of the day because I went out and just grabbed a shovel full of my compost to add it to my worm bedding because it's full of microbes and mycorrhizal enzymes and good bacteria and little extra critters, and I was just surprised how many of these there were, and they're such a deep color. The color they're pretty, right? I mean, for those who raise worms and really pay attention to them, don't you think these guys are pretty, or am I crazy? Okay, those are a question I should not have asked. I am crazy. Anybody who's doing this probably is a little bit cuckoo, but that's good, because if the rest of the world isn't, then I'm glad I am. But so I am crazy, but don't you think these guys are pretty awesome? And at the rate that they are reproducing, and since they have proven themselves to be amazing indoor composters, as soon as I build the quantity up a little more, I am going to be offering these for sale. And to my knowledge, here's another cocoon here. To my knowledge, where did it just go? Hold on, let me look with my eyeballs. Nope, it's right down. It's right there. See it? To my knowledge, there's no other sellers, and that's okay if there are, because the more the better. And let's see, you turn upside down. Look at that beautiful coloring underneath. It's almost white. And they all have it. The older they get, or because they get very big. These guys, I have some in my bin that are like 5.5, 6 inches. They get more of that white underneath. And they're nice. So this is my catch of the day. It wasn't intentional. I wasn't out looking for worms. I just wanted a shovel full of compost for my worm bedding, and I picked about 80 to 90% of these out of the shovel and just left some in. So that will give you an idea of how many there actually are. And as for the rest of this is compost that's maybe 70% broken down, and you can see how well it's doing. This is not a thermophilic heat-based compost pile. This is just, oh, there's a big cocoon. This is just, as Anne over at Plant Obsessed would say, and I give credit to Anne, lasagna method, because I have been for years now putting, look, they group together on their own, putting cardboard outside, and then I'll lay down my lawn clippings over it and some leaves, and then I'll put some more cardboard, and I have found out that attracts more worms than anything. So it is, I guess it's really vermicompost, wild vermicompost, plus all the, the wild mites and the centipedes, the millipedes, the sow bugs, the pill bugs, and all the other critters. They break this stuff down. Look at this cocoon here. Look at how big it is. That's a fatty, and it's dark, so it's probably getting close to hatch. And let me show you, since I'm right here, let me get up. Oh, I'm having so much problems with my back. I keep delaying my surgery, so it's not helping. Let me show you in here. I'm gonna sit down on the floor. Sorry for all the drama. This is drama. There's a whole bunch in here that I've been collecting as well. And I've just been watching how they've been doing with the bedding, which these would be the natural based contents. I took what I found them in: leaves, straw, grass, dirt, whatever, and put them in that, because I don't know yet how well they're going to do in a pure, let me flip from the bottom here, in a pure cardboard bin or a high cardboard bin. But I do know when it comes to leaves and things like that, they break it down like crazy. And these are just a few I've gotten over the last few days. And see, they are in the cardboard, so maybe they are cardboard eaters. Look at these guys. I mean, I know they do eat cardboard because I have found them in the layers of my cardboard outside. But I don't know how they'll do just in that type of bedding. I don't want to kill them, so far I haven't done a regular bedding only without all these leaves and natural components. I know Anne, again, over at Plant Obsessed, has a bin she calls the all natural. Well, this is the all natural because I don't add anything artificial. I don't make it rain. I set them outside when it rains, and everything is it's not simulated. It's authentic. And of course, because I'm holding the phone and wasn't prepared to shoot this video, all I'm doing is making a big mess, but that's okay. You don't mind my big mess. You don't have to clean it, I promise. And they do go down from the light very quickly. And this is, I took a bunch of material that is much less finished because I want to see how fast they finish this compost into completion. This is sort of an experimental bin in that matter. But you'll see they're all throughout it. They've been breeding. I found a lot of cocoons. I have seen several mating pairs. See again, look at them in the cardboard. See that? The clitellum on that one is really enlarged, and I don't know if the worm has just mated, is getting ready to mate, or what the reasoning for that is. But well, hold on, I gotta look off camera here. There, I turned it over. You can see the vents are swollen on the bottom too, so I think this worm is just ready to breed, as I think what this is indicating. So, well, this is what this container is. It's very small. It's 6 inches by 18 inches. It needs to go into something bigger. But it's again, outside they're in a very compact area. Even though my compost pile is large, these guys prefer to stay really confined. They stay in groups. There's another cocoon right there. There's another cocoon right there. So these are my Lumbricus rubella, some of them. I have 3 bins going now with different levels of natural bedding versus what we make as bedding, because I want to see how they're going to do in all the environments. And of course, because I'm using one hand and trying to flip with the other, these guys are diving down as quick as I can possibly turn this, but I think you can see enough. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I really do appreciate your support for those of you who watch to the end, because it means a lot to me. And if you know anyone that would enjoy my videos, please share the videos or the channel, or preferably both. If you have any questions or comments or feedback, other than, hey, hold your hand still, this wasn't a planned video, so I know that part. There's a cocoon. Go ahead and leave the comments below, and I will answer you, as I always do. So have an awesome day, and, well, happy worming.